Okay, hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial. Today we are going to be doing the second half of the petrochemical route. So we are going to be doing the gas side. Now I've come down to the HQ, even though this is the second part, just a quick reminder, you need to be able to be specialised in petrochem, which is done at this marker down in the docks of Los Santos, right here. Got on that marker and make sure that you have petrochemical selected, and now we will start the route. So I'm not gonna force you lot to watch me drive all the way up to the gas well, because that's too far really before we've even started. So I will cut to when we're at the gas pumping station, which is up here in Sandy Shores. And we will start our tutorial from here. Okay, so we are now at the oil, well, it's not oil, is it? It's gas. It's the gas pumping station in Sandy Shores. So now that we're here, we can extract raw gas and put it into our trailer, just like we did with the oil. And just like the oil, we need to take this to the refinery once we've collected it and refine it into its base products. So similarly to the first video, some of this is just designed to be sold and some of it is needed for the military trucking system. And we will get into what's what afterwards. So we are going to actually get rid of the two that are in our inventory, because we need to have a free inventory so that we can get what we have out of the trailer. Oh dear. Oh. Okay, not too bad. Let's let's quickly reattach ourselves. If I better not be blocked by that bush. Come on. Or blocked by the fact that the trailer's too low down. Oh, don't do this to me. There we are. Right, so we'll just go around these bushes. There we go. So we need to head to the refinery now, which is over here in the east of Los Santos. Well, San Andreas actually. It's further than Los Santos now. So that is where we will be heading. And this is very similar to the old Globe Oil route, because the gas pumping station is actually in the same place that the oil pumping used to be for Globe Oil. And we are now heading to the refinery, which used to be the HQ for Globe Oil. So this is a bit nostalgic really. But once we have taken the materials to the refinery, we will then need to turn them into its products, which is, I believe, wastewater. Ooh. Wastewater, not kerosene, what's it called? Propane, some good old propane, and military chemicals. Now, even though they're called military chemicals, they're not actually used for the military route, which is a little odd. They are actually meant to be refined down into acid, which is good for all the concrete and battery truckers. And we will be doing that as part of this tutorial as well. Get into the refinery here, cross our drawbridge of sorts. Oh, and straight into that building. Nice one. Okay. And Jesus, this is so narrow for a truck. Right, we will go to the same symbol as the first part. It's all done in the same place. I am going to destroy this trailer in a minute if I'm not careful. There we are. So we can now refine our raw gas. So we need to get it out of the trailer first. 2. Then we can put it back. Come on. These menus are apparently pretty laggy today. And that seems to be true. But we'll refine what we can. And as you can see on the left hand side, we're getting raw gas, propane, wastewater, and military chemicals. Cool, these menus are pretty laggy today. This is not great. Luckily we don't have to do too much fiddling around in the menus. There we go. So we've done all of our gas. So the first thing we're actually going to do is go up to this chemical laboratory where we will turn the military chemicals into acid, because the other two parts are both down in Los Santos, so there's no point doing one of them and then coming all the way back up here. Now before we leave, we're going to repair our trailer just to make sure that it doesn't blow up somehow. And now it's raining. Absolutely fantastic. Right, there we are. So we're now repaired and we can head on to the chemical plant. Now, if you want to follow the actual GPS, you can go all the way down the highway to the corner, or if you want to be a bit quicker, you can just skip across off the highway onto the road here. Okay, so we have now arrived at the chemical plant. Need to just be careful getting through that checkpoint and round this alleyway, but we need to head down to the right hand side of this building, all the way down here to this garage area, and we will be able to refine our chemicals. There we are. So that's what we're doing here. So we need to get out the military chemicals from the truck. Now they weigh 25 each, so we will want, is it going to be 6 of them? No, 12 of them. Yes. Okay, well that's alright, because we can just spam the key twice instead of doing it all over again to get out 12. Make sure that it. So as you can see, we're getting 4 acid for every military chemicals, and we got 52, I believe it was 52 or 54 chemicals from one batch of the gas. So this is actually quite the effective method of making acid. And once we've done this, we will head down to Los Santos to sell the propane and treat the wastewater into sulphur, which is what is needed for the military trucking route. Ooh. The rain may sound nice, but it is not doing great things to my frame rate, I must say. I think there's something wrong with my computer, to be honest, because I do actually have a GTX 1080 and I can barely run this game at 60 frames per second in 1080p. So I think my computer might be due an upgrade. Okay, so we are now done here. which means we need to turn around in this tiny area, and then we need to head all the way down into Los Santos to this symbol here, the Davis Mega Mall, which is down in the sort of southern middle Los Santos. So that's what we will be doing now, once I've managed to somehow get out of here. I can imagine this is not going to be fun. I imagine it might be funny to watch. Oh, this is going to go. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. But to be honest, that's actually made it easier. So, jackknifing for the win. Okay, off to Los Santos we go. Now, I have been noticing your feedback in the comments, for those of you who leave comments, thank you, that watching me drive back and forth place to place is very dull. And I fully understand that, it's very dull to do it. But I'm not going to completely cut it out, because some people who are less experienced will want to see the actual route. So I'm going to be doing time lapses for trucking sessions, like you'll probably have already seen in this video, because this, I'm not going to just start doing it after I've said this, I'm going to be doing it straight from the start. But that will now be pretty much the norm. I mean, if I've got stuff to explain during, like if we're driving but I'm explaining something, obviously I won't cut that out, that will be left in normal time. But if there's ever any times where I'm just driving somewhere in complete silence, not really got anything to discuss at that point, I will now start doing time lapses in order to sort of shorten the videos down a bit. And I'll still be leaving time codes in the description so that anyone who just wants to skip straight to a certain point, they're still free to do so. Okay, so we are now coming up on the Davis Mega Mall, and this is where you sell propane. Let's get him out of the way. So we need to come down to this shipping section, rather fittingly, and to begin with we will start by selling propane in batches of 10, as we have 52 of them. So 10, repeat our take, and we can just sell another 10 and another 10 and another 10 and another, and then we have 2 left, so we will just use the M menu to reopen this shop, and we will sell them by the 1. There we are. So we now have gotten rid of our propane, and all we have to do now is treat our wastewater. If I can get out of here without crashing. Seem to be pretty bad at that today. There we are. So treating wastewater is done in the same place as treating the unfiltered water for concrete. Down in the south of Los Santos, didn't give a good picture there, down in the very south of Los Santos, by the airport, that's where we're heading next. Okay, here we are. So we're going to get in through this gateway, and then we can start treating our wastewater. And this should give us 5 sulphur per water, I believe. Wastewater, they weigh 50 each, so in that case we can get 6? Yes, 6 it is. There we are. So we can process this wastewater down into sulphur, and then we will be using sulphur in a future video for the military trucking route. And as you can see on the minimap, there is actually a storage very close to us here. So I have taken to storing my sulphur in that storage for now, just while I'm building up stock of it. Repeat the take again. There we are. We've still got one water that it has decided not to process for some reason. Let's have a quick look at the menu. What is happening here? So, 1 petrochem wastewater should give us 5 sulphur. Now, it would be lovely if you would actually do that, please. Oh, it has. Okay, that was a bit odd. Right, there we go. So we've got 130 sulphur, 208 acid. That is not bad at all, really. So, we can now store both of these in this storage, because they are both the sulphur, it's just easy to store here, and the acid we actually want to store here so that we can use it for concrete in the future. So, as I have premium, I can dump from trunk and just dump the whole lot in there. Cost me a little bit of money to store it, but that's okay. And that is the route for the gas side of petrochemical trucking. Please leave a like if you found this tutorial useful, and subscribe for more tutorials on Transport Tycoon for FiveM.